Project Hail Mary is awesome. Like, really awesome.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Since I laid my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
It's so charming and remarkably funny. It really felt like the whole package, and while the plot was actually kind of simple, it manages to take itself very seriously and delivers a tremendously emotional story with not even that many characters, because it does one of the best things a movie can do, not waste time. I never thought a movie about a man investigating a microorganism 12 light years away would make me cry in the cinema, but here we are. As I was walking to the car park, I was thinking, what was this movie about?
Can you take the compliment, please?
No.
It's an order.
Was it just about saving humanity? Was it about the power science has? Was it about what we're capable of when we're faced with extinction? I think Project Hail Mary is a love letter, specifically a love letter written about faith and science. Two seemingly unrelated creatures, which at some point I might have believed, but Project Hail Mary presents science and faith as instead complementary, and after watching it, I could not agree more. These two things actually need each other more than we think, especially since it was somewhere in the middle where I thought the real beauty of humanity was shown, where the movie unites our understanding of the universe with the wonder and imagination we place in it. This weaving of the two creates the most beautiful things of all, meaning. This film takes us across the stars, and while doing so, it asks, what is science without a little faith? Well, let's find out.
I haven't done the pool thing.
No. This is just we do for the picture, for social media.
I'm not heroic in any way. I get sick on an elevator.
Perfect. There's no elevator on the ship.
Let's start with stakes, because they hit hard and fast. Project Hail Mary is about Earth facing an extinction level event because a solar-eating microorganism, a little menace, might I add, a colony of microorganisms called astrophage is rapidly diminishing the sun's solar output by eating a portion of the rays it emits. Why is it a little menace? Because the astrophage, just by eating, is casually condemning nearly every planet to a climate catastrophe, especially ice ages. And not just our sun.
Every star was infected by its neighbor except one.
Tau Ceti?
Tau Ceti, that's right, 11.9 light years away. It is uninfected despite being well within the cluster of infected stars.
Why?
Why? Tell him.
With all known planets succumbing to some type of cooling effect. This is very bad news for a planet like ours that relies on our climate to grow food and the sun to keep us warm and avoid famine.
Grace, we will lose a quarter of the world's population in the next 30 years.
A large number of countries unite to try and intervene, building a spaceship to travel to the one unaffected sun to find out why it's not dying.
It's 11.9 light years away. You can't just build an interstellar ship.
Oh yeah, we can. The ship is not really the problem. The energy required to power the ship is the problem.
But even though the plot is simple, the science fiction of the film was by no means unremarkable, and the plot also keeps us honest in a couple of ways when setting the tone of the film. It makes the consequences of this event seem abundantly clear. We are on the clock. If we don't do something right now, it will be too late for us.
Sun's really dying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is interesting because even though we get a general feeling of anxiety, the film never escalates to a disaster movie because it's not really about the disaster. It's about the humanity and science behind saving it.
What are you gonna do for the next 20 years? You got a plan?
But also, very much keeping with the theme of science, telling the story backwards and our main character suffering from amnesia, no less, really posits the audience as scientists ourselves.
You may experience some memory loss, difficulty speaking. Body movement detected.
We need patience, fortitude, reasoning. We are along for the ride, in a moving vessel, in the middle of nowhere, millions of miles away from Earth. So on the one hand, Project Hail Mary absolutely presents science not merely as a tool for problem solving, but potentially as humanity's greatest act of rebellion when confronted with extinction, especially answering the question of how, as in how can we save the world? Which is what I think the main character, Ryland Grace, represents. Grace represents humanity's science packaged into one character. When rewatching the movie and thinking of him as a literal metaphor for science, it makes it so much funnier because Grace is smart, but he also tries to be humble. He knows more than he wants to admit. In order to sound polite, which is exactly how I think science would behave.
Centrifuge?
Centrifuge.
They used them to make butter during the Civil War, actually. Fun fact.
Science wants to be modest, but it's also burnt into its nature to want to prove others wrong and find the answers others seek.
At the school you said there were thousands of people more qualified than you, so...
I was being modest.
I don't need modest. I need people who think they're right when everyone else thinks they're wrong. I need people who piss other people off.
That's me.
Do you want to be on a project?
If you think I can help, then
Just answer the question.
I want to help the world.
Science is also curious. It kind of can't help itself from wanting to know more. This is why Grace cannot resist the call to adventure at first. He wants to help by investigating. He wants to understand the astrophage. And this is precisely why, when things don't make sense, it hurts. He feels defeated because if he can't rely on knowledge alone, what else can he rely on?
Realizing I was wrong about the only original idea I ever had.
Science is also a realist, not a pessimist. Science is obviously very good at seeing how the odds might play out and is honest about the chances. So when Grace is confronted with the whole plan, of course he's a little bit more than a little concerned.
So you want to build a near light-speed spaceship, have it travel further than any human-made object has ever traveled, and visit a star just to see what's up.
Yeah.
Two things I think they got absolutely right in their depiction of science as a person was that science is young. What I mean by that is his character's age is very symbolic of the age of science in the history of the world. Science as it exists today is still quite imperfect. It's developing and sometimes it's naive, making Ryland's nervous personality even more emblematic of this force.
Why is there an atomic resolution scanning electron microscope? Why do I know that? Am I smart?
And when he literally becomes the first person ever to make contact with an alien life form, he very much acts like OJ Hayward.
Nope. Nope.
No. Let's go, Mary. No. No.
But even in the midst of traveling further than any human ever will and uncovering more than any human ever has, he still relies on what any scientist can. A large portion of the film is actually about the friendship between Grace and Rocky, another intelligent species who traveled to Tau Ceti for the exact same reason, bringing together two unlikely heroes from across the universe.
Hi, Grace.
You're in a ball.
I won't talk too much about their story because I don't actually think it's worth spoiling, but it really is the heart of the movie as they struggle and work together.
But we're two distinct individuals. Both working on our distinct individual parts of that mission.
I think Grace's friendship with Rocky shows us that science needs friends. It needs someone to wield it. And it needs someone to believe in it.
I thought you made peace. Question?
I didn't mean any of that. That's just something you say. Thank you.
What's really beautiful is how, on the second hand, the film presents faith in duality with science through its other main character, Eva Stratt. The duality is beautiful because, of course, they are so different. And so seeing them interact is... because it shows that, you know, even the most different forces in the universe can work together. Eva was in charge of the Betrothal Task Force, the collective body of people working to create Project Hail Mary. And just like Ryland, I think she represents humanity's faith as one person. And instead of answering how, like science does, faith answers how far. As in, how far can we go? For starters, just like faith, it is she who reaches out to Ryland first, symbolizing how oftentimes humans are driven by the belief that we can do something before we do it.
Maybe.
Eva Stratt, I'm with the Petrova Task Force. I need your help.
Me.
Why do we do anything? And I think even on a minute level, the reason we do anything is because we believe it's worth doing at all. This is why Eva is the call to adventure, the force that unites everyone else to the mission. It's through her encouragement and fortitude that hundreds of people from all over the world come together for the greater good.
I have 347 other biologists in 21 countries mobilizing as we speak.
Her organization, her leadership.
I think you do care. You're just running away because you're scared.
No, I'm not.
But just like Faith, Eva is also mysterious. She doesn't actually have all the answers either. That's not what Faith is for. Faith doesn't know everything.
You're very mysterious.
No, I'm not.
I always wanted to be mysterious. Talk too much. It's my problem.
But Eva's purpose is no less important. And from the start, the dynamic Eva and Grace share is that Eva wants to empower Grace to believe in himself, letting him know he is strong enough to do this, and quite literally throws the ball in his court.
Get to work, Dr. Grace. The world is counting on you.
Showing how one of Faith's primary purposes is to encourage and lift other people's spirits.
I'll be ready.
I expect so. They have a great teacher.
One thing in particular I think they got right about Faith is that Faith can last a very long time. And we see evidence of this as a much older Eva near the end of the film never gave up on Project Hail Mary or Ryland, and her little smile is perhaps her being proud that she never did.
This is Dr. Captain Ryland Grace reporting from the Hail Mary. As the Iridians say,
as the story reaches its conclusion, we get the big plot twist that Grace didn't actually volunteer to go on the spaceship. He was forced to by Eva.
I'm not an astronaut.
I don't need an astronaut. I need an expert in astrophage who's mission ready.
I'm not ready. I'm not an astronaut.
But if you think of this twist with the metaphors I have presented, it actually makes sense, and it's kind of poetic. Hear me out. The movie is literally called Project Hail Mary. So of course science would protest when the odds are so ridiculously against its favor.
I cannot do this.
You're smart. You'll figure it out.
Because science sees what's right in front of it, and it struggles to believe in what it can't control or see. And Faith feels cruel for pushing science so far.
You'll find a solution.
You are my solution.
But especially in the face of the impossible, Faith will do that. Faith will push other things to their limit, because Faith, by its nature, won't stop believing.
This may seem like me betraying you, but it's actually me believing in you.
It sure feels like you're betraying me.
So if you recontextualize the start of the film, when Ryland wakes up alone with the two other crew members who died in transit, at first we really thought he was alone, but someone believed in him and the mission. He never was alone. And on some level, knowing that is probably what gave Grace the strength he needed.
You were both very loved. You deserve much more than this. I'll do my best to make sure that you don't, that you didn't.
As the story reaches its conclusion, with all this amalgamation of philosophy and adventure, here's the real question Project Hail Mary asks. Why? Why bother? As in, why did they do any of this? Why does a species on the brink of extinction pour everything into one desperate fight to save it?
The alternative is to just do nothing. And to starve and to kill each other and watch everything on this planet go extinct, including us.
Are we stubborn? Yeah, kind of. Do we fear death? Sure. Is it just in our biological nature to want to keep living? Probably. And I think science and faith would answer that question with one of these.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You're good.
I think the movie tries to answer the question in the most beautiful way, without saying anything at all. Eva and Ryland and the rest of the crew are taking a break on board the mission boat. He goes outside and meets Eva under the sunset.
Permission to come aboard, Captain.
You're already aboard.
Did you get your free hat?
Yeah, I kind of bought them.
Oh, I didn't mean to bother you.
You don't bother me.
It is such a weird party.
Is it?
Yeah, I was singing. Everyone's so happy. People are hooking up and they all know they're gonna die.
Camaraderie helps them doing their job, you know?
I think this scene is really beautiful for a couple of reasons, but one of the main ones is how simple it is in comparison to the rest of the film. It's just two people enjoying each other's company and sharing in their hope that everything will work itself out. And then Grace asks,
So, what do you think? You think you're gonna pull it off?
What, the whole thing?
Yeah.
God willing.
You believe in God?
It beats the alternative.
This scene mirrors the beginning of the film and further displays the metaphorical relationship I think these two have. At the start, Eva was the one who went and found Ryland because sometimes faith needs science, and this time, especially so close to the mission, when people are getting nervous, it's science who comes and finds faith. Being such different creatures, it's beautiful that they ultimately need to rely on each other to get through this. But does that mean this movie is trying to make you find God? No, not really. But I also don't think that that's what Eva meant in this scene. Faith, as I've been talking about it, or God for that matter, is not essentially religious. I think Eva is just saying that she believes in the mission, and by extension, she believes in him, because what would be the point in the alternative? And then it cuts to a simple scene of the crew just laughing, drinking, being happy, being human, enjoying life as much as they can. And is that not the point of all of this? Is that not why humanity is worth fighting for? To enjoy the life that has been given to us? I think it is. I think life has meaning because it can be given meaning. And I think within their own respected denominations, science and faith create that meaning when they work together.
Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. Welcome to the final show. I hope you're wearing your best clothes. You can't bribe the door.
Just like when Grace names the planet next to Tau Ceti with Rocky in the spaceship. Science is what got him there, but he names the planet after something he feels, something he believes in, something he wants to have meaning. And that's it. That's why Earth is worth saving, so we can keep finding new meanings in this vast, empty universe, and keep living with new hopes and wonders.
It's beautiful.
Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the time. You gotta get away from here.
At the start of the video, I asked, what is science without a little faith? No. The better question is, what is science with a little faith? And the answer is awe.